So, we're 6 seconds into the third quarter. Francis Arnaiz has the ball. Philip Cesar coming up with a great steal. The bounce pass to Bernie Fabiosa, and he consummates a great pass break.
Great pass coming from Cesar on the run that time, and that wasn't the way the Gilbey's Gin Tonics wanted to start this second half. Good defensive play by Philip Cesar.
So it's back to a 15-point marker for the CRISPA Redmonizers. Steve Watson going behind a pick set up for him by Romulo Mamaril. Cups out, gets it over to Vargas, who was slightly open. He drives for the hoop. The scoop shot is no good. And 3 Gin Tonics hustling for the boards. They certainly attacked the board that time with a foul going against Padilla Israel. His second personal.
Gary Vargas went fishing that time. He was underneath the hoop, but his jumping ability allowed him to get that shot off, and he got fouled for the 2. We have Atoy Ko on the sideline clowning with us.
I don't think he's clowning with us. He's trying to ogle the chicas. Norman. What a guy. One-time MVP, first guy to hit the 10,000-point plateau in PBA history. It's now a 13-point lead for the Redmonizers, 60-47. Israel, top of the key, gets it over to Atoy Ko. He was slightly off balance, but controls the basketball anyway. Israel over to Philip Cesar. Marquez is not about to give him any breathing room. Atoy Ko takes it off Steve Watson and misses. Israel with a good offensive rebound, and Gudabin for the follow-up.
Good pass by Israel that time to Gudabin. Looked like he was going to go up for the shot. Instead, he was unselfish. He passed off to the open teammate.
15-point lead anew for the Redmonizers. Gary Vargas puts up a very tall looper.
Well, the Gilbey's team, they cannot afford to just exchange baskets with CRISPA. They're going to have to play good defense as Atoy comes down. He misses, and he takes it away from Mamaril. Tight ropes the sideline, comes back, shoots a 15-footer, misses again. Gudabin comes down with the rebound for the 2.
That was a great high-wire act pulled off there by Atoy Ko with Abed Gudabin consummating the task. 64-49, a 15-point lead for the Redmonizers. From birdie territory, Arnaiz misses. Remember how it was Arnaiz's tremendous three-point shots that gave, or rather put Gilbey's right back into the game in their last meeting, only to fizzle out in the closing stretches. Fouled by Watson. Second personal for Steve Watson, first team foul for Gilbey's in this third quarter. Abed Gudabin runs the baseline.
Oh, he passed to the wrong man that time. Francis Arnaiz is coming back on the fast break. He passes off to Joey Marquez for the basket.
And that time the Gin Tonics ran the break magnificently. Picture perfect. 64-51. But still, they will need to put points in a cluster, not just trade baskets with the Redmonizers. Abed Gudabin providing a screen for Atoy Ko, who misses from 18. And this might be the golden opportunity the Gin Tonics have been waiting for. The outlet pass to Steve Watson. He's going to go up against Israel. Easy 2 points right there.
Good spin that time coming from Watson. Good outlet pass from Marquez. It looks like Atoy Ko has gone a little bit cold here in the second half.
Oh, that's for sure. He can't go on a hot streak all night. Otherwise, he wouldn't be human. Jump shot by Bernie Fabiosa. Nothing but net. 66-53. Well, that momentarily broke the blitz being put up here by the Gilbey's Gin Tonics. It's back to a 13-point advantage for the Redmonizers. Joey Marquez challenges Israel and misses. Watson controls the offensive rebound. Misses likewise, and Israel finally pulls it down for the Redmonizers. Atoy Ko pulls up. Gets it over to Abed Gudabin. Reverse layup.
Well, Joe, personally, I really don't see what Mamaril and Joey Marquez are thinking about. They're just lagging back in the backcourt while their team is being fast break on. They're going to have to hustle down and get back on defense.
Yes, they have to have that inspiration to keep running down to the last ounce of energy they've got left. And here's Mamaril missing from a jump shot inside the paint. Steve Watson controls for Gilbey's. Arnaiz says, okay, now one more time around the block, fellas. Let's do it nice and easy this time. And there was a very clear foul there by Abed Gudabin.
Well, Mamaril will go to the line for 2. That's going to be Gudabin's second foul. CRISPA's second team foul compared to 1 for Gilbey. We have it on replay here. Good fake by Mamaril. Gudabin fouled him to make sure he would not make the shot.
68-54, time left, 8.5 minutes in the third period. A sellout crowd of about 25,000 in attendance here at the Coliseum. They paid good money, especially those in the bleacher section, to watch a great game, and that's what they're getting. Cesar misses on a finger roll against Joey Marquez, and it's a turnover for the Gin Tonics.
Well, Bernie Fabiosa knocked the ball out of bounds that time. Philip Cesar was looking for a call. There was a lot of contact on the play as Joey Marquez sacrificed his body to draw the try to draw the offensive foul.
Looks like Turing Valenzuela is not too happy about the performance of Romulo Mamaril so far. He's recalled him to the freezer in his place. We've got Ed Dugot and CRISPA once again erects a 12-point lead, 68-56. Steve Watson with a great interception. Arnaiz is going to go for the iron. He gives it to Joey Marquez. Gary Vargas finally. Great play by the Gilbey's Gin Tonics.
Well, that lead is now down to 10 points. Steve Watson that time got back on defense quickly to break up that CRISPA fast break. Atoiko comes back. He's going to miss another shot. Gary Vargas comes down with the rebound.
And this time the Redmanizers are not getting any second efforts. Marquez goes to the hoop. Got it.
And now it's the CRISPA Redmanizers who are not getting back on defense. As the Gilbey's team, they're putting their fast break into full force.
It almost always is the third quarter when the Gilbey's Gin Tonics seem to get second wind, Norman. Or is it the Redmanizers who seem to be slackening every time they move to this juncture? Well, anyway, we'll find out. Atoiko is harassed by Steve Watson, and there's a very clear foul by Steve.
Well, Atoiko is going to go to the line for 2 shots. Steve Watson really did not have to commit a foul like that. It would have been a difficult shot for Atoiko to make. Instead, he commits the foul. That's his 3rd foul.
CRISPA needs these points very badly from the stripe. And the ball kept everybody in suspense, taking about 5 spins before deciding to drop in. That was an easier point there for Atoiko. And it's back to a 10-point lead for the Redmanizers, 70-60. 2 team fouls apiece. Time left, 7 minutes in the 3rd period. Arnaiz tries to get past Bernie Fabiosa and draws a foul from Bernie. Foul number 2 on Bernie Fabiosa, and a 3rd team foul for CRISPA. Arnaiz inbounding right beside the Dream Girls. Vargas versus Philip Cesar. He moves over to the right side. Tries to work it over to Joey Marquez, and Atoiko comes out stealing the ball. Call versus Watson. Distracted sufficiently by Watson, and Watson himself controls the defensive rebound. Marquez is going to go for the iron. Oh, a heartbreaker for Joey Marquez.
Yes, Joey Marquez could have given up a pass to Gary Vargas that time. Instead, he attempted to shot himself. Atoiko comes back for the 2 points.
Well, the Redmanizers are back on a roll. And the cause of the Gin Tonics have been set back by another 1,000 light years. 6.5 minutes left in the 3rd period. That's the CRISPA Redmanizer cheering squad. The CRISPanatic cheering squad, they call them. In the background, and Vargas really hustling for that rebound. He takes a leisurely shot. Got it.
Gary Vargas really had to work hard for those 2 points that time as he missed his first shot, followed it up for the 2.
72-62. Back to a 10-point lead for the Redmanizers. Abid Gidabin's shot is going to be nullified by an earlier foul called on Ed Dugot, his 3rd personal. That was a smart foul by Ed Dugot, and before anything else, we've got a timeout. We shall return. Another squelcher delivered by Philip Cesar on the rally being mounted by the Gilbey's Gin Tonics, and we've got another 12-point advantage for CRISPA. Time down to 5 minutes and 42 seconds in the 3rd period. Joey Marquez looks for Francis Arnaiz. He's in the 3-point region. Back pass to Joey Marquez. He fakes off Gidabin and makes it. 12 points now for Joey Marquez. 74-64. 3-point shot by Bernie Fabiosa is a little trifle short. Philip Cesar hustling for the rebound. He fails.
Philip tried to save that basketball, but instead it's going to be Gilbey's Gin Tonics basketball. Bernie Fabiosa put up a 3-point shot that time. There weren't too many people in rebound position.
That's right. Well, now the golden opportunity presents itself to the Gilbey's Gin Tonics. If they can buy a basket here, maybe a birdie, they'll really be back into the contest. But Bernie Fabiosa spoils whatever hopes they have. Steve Watson with a counter steal in the backcourt.
Well, Bernie tried another fancy pass that time, but Steve Watson got back very quickly to intercept it.
They're dead even as far as team fouls are concerned. 3 apiece. Gary Vargas, he certainly doesn't waste any moves.
Well, Gary now has 14 points in the game. He's starting to warm up, and the Gilbey's team, they're going to need all the firepower they can from Watson and Gary Vargas.
74-66. Philip Cesar's got a great assist from Abid Gidabin.
Looks like the CRISPA team, they're very relaxed at this point. They're making plays that maybe they would normally not do if the game was close.
Well, that's because they have been relieved of the pressure of winning a 4-game sweep. Good ballet act by Steve Watson, but he was caught for traveling. And the Gilbey's bench is up in arms against Dr. Ting Cruz for having made the call. Maybe we can see it again in slow-mo and decide whether there was any ground to the call. Well, in any case, Ring Valenzuela is taking it all with a grain of salt. It is a turnover for the CRISPA Redmanizers. Bernie Fabiosa quarterbacking along with Atoico. Vadim Israel versus Gary Vargas. Atoico from the corner puts one up over Steve Watson and misses. Yoyo Levin arguing possession with Joey Marquez with a foul going against Yoyo. That's his second personal. And the 14th foul for CRISPA. A guy who hasn't seen action all night is going to be checking in at the first occasion of a dead ball, and that's Limen Beng. He probably will be replacing Atoico, who hasn't been as hot as he was in the first half.
Well, the CRISPA team, they're going to get a warning right now. Abiku Dobbin is called for, no, it's going to be a technical foul. Abiku Dobbin was called for illegal defense that time.
And Limen Beng does replace Atoico. Time left, 4 minutes and 2 seconds.
Atoico has not really gotten his guns going here in the second half. He'll get a little rest. Abiku Dobbin is still discussing with the referee exactly what an illegal defense is.
Right. And by the way, in case CRISPA does win tonight and goes on to win the championship, well, don't switch channels because we'll be having some dugout interviews with the team itself. Francis Arnaiz getting it over to Steve Watson, who's now covered by Limen Beng, and Vadim Israel had a slice of the ball, but it went out of bounds in favor of the Gin Tonics. The scoreboard reads 76-67. That's a funny-looking score. Vargas, watched by Vadim Israel from a distance. Steve Watson, hounded by Limen Beng. Yoyo Villamin watching Marquez. He overshoots, and the ball falls right into the hands of Abid Gidabin, who tells Bernie Fabiosa, let's work this out carefully this time, fella. I'm a little bit tired. Limen Beng goes to Abid Gidabin. Now he makes his move of Ed Dukut. Israel fires on the screen by Gidabin. Bingo!
Well, the CRISPA team, they got back quickly that time to cut off that fast break as Gary Vargas was streaking down the court. And every time it seems like Gilbey's can get within 7 or 8 points, they don't score, but CRISPA comes down and answers them and puts it back over 10 again.
Steve Watson coming through with some very important points for the Gin Tonics. That was his dozenth marker tonight, cutting down the CRISPA lead anew to a single-digit 9 points. Bernie Fabiosa working around a pick set up for him by Limen Beng. He's trying to take on his defender one-on-one. Villamin dances in, the finger roll, draws a foul.
Yes, Joey Marquez is going to get that foul as Villamin drove to the hoop. He hit him across the arm. Marquez is going to lead. Pasco's coming in. We have a timeout. We'll be right back.
Well, you're back with us just in time to see Yoyo Villamin blow his first charity from the stripe. 79-69, a 10-point lead for the CRISPA Redmanizers, and Yoyo Villamin stands again as one of our hot contenders for our Magnolia Chocolate Best Player of the Game award. Rod Pasco made an appearance during that last timeout, and he drew a foul from Limen Beng. Only the first personal for Limen Beng, but already the 15th foul for CRISPA Gilbey's as 4. Rod Pasco at low post finds himself in a big jam. And we see Bernie Fabiosa writhing in pain on the floor. There were so many bodies obstructing our view. There was a deliberate foul called on Rod Pasco. Okay, let's take a look at that again in slow-mo.
Oh, Bernie Fabiosa got an elbow from Pasco right in the head.
Well, that was a nasty one.
Yes, not a very good foul coming from Pasco that time. Bernie Fabiosa will probably shoot the shot. You can see it again. As Fabiosa went past, Pasco just gave him a little elbow.
You know, that kind of a blow can really knock a guy out cold. And then Bernie Fabiosa is as rough and as rugged as they can get. He can take his licks like a man, and look at him, he's just taking an ice pack.
So it looked like one of those plays though where Pasco did not really mean to do that. He was trying to free himself. He accidentally got Bernie Fabiosa in the head.
That's right. Basketball is not really a no-contact sport as a lot of people would have us believe. A lot of rugged action goes on and without any intention really to hurt.
Well, as you know, Bernie Fabiosa has been hit in the face so much this year. He always seems to get his nose into something.
Right. Well, that's the price you have to pay for hustling too much.
Yes, he's tough, though. He's looking right now like he didn't even get hit.
Fresh as a daisy, and he comes to meet Francis Arnaiz up high as the Gin Tonics try to work their half-court offense. Rod Pasco in the left part of the court, watched by Lim Mbeng. Now he makes his move toward the goal, looking for a cutter inside. Can't find an opening in the CRISPA defenses, and we've got a foul.
Well, from the expression on Lim Mbeng's face, he's the one that committed the foul. It's going to be his second foul. It's going to be CRISPA's 16th foul compared to 5 for the Gilbey's team.
Well, the Gin Tonics need all the points they can possibly gather. They're down by 12, now by 11. Rod Pasco scoring his 7th point of the evening.
And the Gilbey's team seems to be in a position where they can strike at the CRISPA team, but they just can't get that close. They can only get within 9, 10 points.
That's right. It's like a car you're trying to start. Every time the engine revs itself up, it dies down again. 81-71, 2:12 left in the third period. Too wide off the glass by Yoy Villamin, and Ed Dugut controls the rebound.
Well, Gilbey's has a chance to get that lead back under 10 again. Gary Vargas comes down, takes a 20-footer, and he scores.
Gary Vargas, the lone flickering hope here for the Gilbey's Gin Tonics. Maybe not the lone, but certainly one of the brightest hopes here for the Gin Tonics of pulling off a second win against the CRISPA Red Misers in this 5-game-old series, and Willie Pearson is waiting in the wings of the next dead ball situation. In the meantime, here's Abid Gidabin. He pump fakes and gets a foul from Ed Dugut.
Well, Ed Dugut committed himself that time. That's going to be his 4th foul. Gilbey's 16th foul. Bing comes out of the game. Willie Pearson comes in.
Willie Pearson worked up a pretty big sweat in the first half, but they didn't get too many points from him. Well, Bernie Bernard is hoping he'll finally ignite himself at this juncture. And we've got Ed Dugut being replaced now by Romulo Mamaril. 81-73 is the count. Abid Gidabin has one more charity coming to him. It's in. An odd 9-point lead for the CRISPA Red Misers. 21 points for Abid Gidabin, who is easily the top producer for the CRISPA Red Misers in this playoff series. Arnaiz tries to drive inside, and they lost it to baseline. Fumbled there by Rod Pasco.
So once again,
Francis Arnaiz was the first one who fumbled it.
Yes, once again, that's a blown opportunity. They could have come within 7 that time. Instead, CRISPA has the basketball.
Fabiosa versus Francis Arnaiz. So what else is new? Israel versus Gary Vargas. He's Yoy Villamin trying to take advantage of the mismatch with Rod Pasco and missing the opportunity. 82-73 still the count. Here's Rod Pasco. Let's see if they can get 2 points here. Rod Pasco does.
Good move by Pasco that time. He backed Pearson in, swept across the lane for the right-handed hook shot.
Slowly, methodically, and steadily, the Gin Tonics are closing in on the Red Misers. They're down by only 7. Bernie Fabiosa comes up with another sculpture. And that was a 3-point shot at that.
Well, we have 46 seconds left in the third quarter. Francis Arnaiz goes to the hoop. He misses the shot. Mamaril comes down with the rebound. He scores.
85-77, no doubt about it. The Gin Tonics are back in the contest. They haven't given up. They are not demoralized as a lot of people think they are. And Abid Gidabin comes through again with an unmolested shot.
Well, that time Abid just left Mamaril just standing there. He flew right past him.
Romulo Mamaril is very effective with the scoring sock of Gilbey's, but then he is so unwieldy, it seems at times he can hardly move.
Well, Gary Vargas did not get a good pass off that time to Pasco. It hit him on his legs. It went out of bounds. Another turnover for the CRISPA team.
They're up by 10. They're looking for a sweeter lead. And Francis Arnaiz is playing cat and mouse here with Bernie Fabiosa. Abid Gidabin is going to challenge the big guys of Gilbey's, and he steps on the baseline.
A lot of contact on that play, too, as Gidabin went to the hoop. No foul was called. He's concentrating on the game. He did not argue with the referee. He comes back and steals the basketball. That was a very ill-advised pass by Steve Watson, but then who can blame him? Actually, it was the end of the third quarter already. I lost track of it in the heat and excitement. Well, earlier you saw a honey shot that we've been taking consistently for the last 6 or 7 games. Mrs. Jaworski seated right beside Mrs. Arnaiz. Well, this time, though, their husbands are not playing. Well, Francis Arnaiz has been temporarily sidelined by Turing Valenzuela, while Sonny Jaworski is definitely out of commission. The fourth quarter is underway. The Red Misers hanging on to a 10-point lead, and a good steal perpetrated by Joey Marquez. Very deft ball handling by Joey Marquez keeps it alive for Gilbey's, and Hito Alao puts up another vital 2 points for Gilbey's. Well, Joe, we have scoring by periods. You see CRISPA won the first quarter by 12, 36-24. They also won the second quarter by 1, 22-21, but Gilbey's came back in the third quarter to take it by 3 points.
Good block by Romulo Mamaril, but Atoyko won't be denied. He misses on his second try. Philip Cesar with a fallout shot.
Well, total domination of the boards by the CRISPA team, but they're going to have to get back on the fast break. Here comes Joey Marquez. He does not score, but he's fouled by Willie Pearson. He'll get 2 foul shots.
Willie Pearson felt it his duty to foul Joey Marquez, and that was a great way to foul. He prevented a sure basket there, as you can see in our slow-mo replay.
Well, Joey was a little upset with himself that he did not make that shot, as he was pushed from behind by Willie Pearson.
Well, if you're going to foul, I've always felt you might as well make sure the guy doesn't convert.
Oh, good follow-up by Gary Vargas that time. Bill Lamine jumped too soon. Now they're only down by 7 points.
That's right. Another rally being mounted here by the Gin Tonics. Can they sustain this? We'll find out shortly. Javier providing Atoyko with the screen. He's picked up by Willie General. Cesar does not get the shooter's bounce, and Villamin bangs it in for 2 points plus a foul.
Yes, Villamin in there doing the hard work. He's on the boards. He's grabbing those offensive rebounds. He puts it back up. It's going to be Mamarill's 4th foul. That's the first team foul for the Gilbey's team here in the 4th quarter.
Norman Black, if CRISPA does win the championship tonight, and you ask me who the most important players for CRISPA are, I would say Yo-Yo Villamin would be one of the 3 most important contributions here in the CRISPA cause.
Well, Villamin has been playing well. Kadeem Israel has been playing well. Cesar's even been playing well. Udabin and Atoyko. Mamarill goes to the hoop for the 2 points. He's also fouled by Javier on that play. He'll have a chance for a slam.
Well, this gangling young man, who probably is the tallest professional cager in the land, has proven his offensive socket. 92-84. He's also been responsible for a lot of blocked shots.
And as we mentioned in the beginning of our telecast, Joe, the CRISPA team cannot take this Gilbey's team for granted. They're only down by 7 points now. And a couple of baskets, Gilbey's could be right back in this ball game.
What can really catch up with CRISPA here is if they adopt a layback attitude, like you said. And they've got a foul inside heavy traffic there. Philip Cesar was the recipient of that foul. And it's called on Romulo Mamaril, his 5th personal.
Well, not a very smart foul by Mamaril that time. He's too important to the team to foul out of the game. Ed Duke is going to come in and replace him. Philip Cesar is going to be on the line for 2 shots.
Well, Philip Cesar has it within his sense to bail CRISPA out of its present predicament. Their lead has been whittled down to only 7 points, and that's a very shaky margin in any league, in any language. 8-point lead now, courtesy of Philip Cesar. He's looking for 9 points. It is 9 points. And for himself, he's already got 15 markers across his name. Time down to 10 minutes and 20 seconds in the ball game. Willie General assuming the court general's chores for Gilbey's in the absence of Sonny Jaworski and Francis Arnaiz. Backdoor play anchored on, actually, an alley-oop.
Yes, that was anchored on Gary Vargas that time. Great pass from Willie General.
94-87. Well, as long as the Gin Tonics can keep that deficit down to 7 points, they're within striking distance. But Willie Pearson promptly comes through with another retaliatory strike. Baseline drive by Willie.
I think that foul's going to go on Ed Duke as he came over Javier's back that time. Good shot by Willie General. It just didn't go in. That's going to be Duke's 5th foul. Steve Watson's getting ready to report into the ball game.
This is a dire development for Turing Valenzuela. He's going to run out of big men before long.
Well, what could really hurt the Gilbey's team right now is this guy right here shooting the basketball, Willie Pearson. He has not scored that much in this ball game, and he's starting to heat up.
At this point, he is indeed the VIP, the very important Pearson for CRISPA. And it's 98-87, a 9-point lead for the Redmonizers. 9:27 left in the game clock. Ed Ducote, he cannot be replaced until the next dead ball situation, and Gary Vargas continues on his murderous ways. 98-89. Here's Atoyko, picked up by Willie General. Javier setting up a pick for Atoy, but Duco tightens up. Underneath, we've got Padim Israel going up. No, Philip Cesar, I'm sorry.
And Philip seems to be the player that's really breaking Gilbey's back right now. He's posting up Gary Vargas down low. He has the advantage over Gary. He'll go to the line for 2 shots.
Steve Watson checks in for Ed Dugot. Before he can come in, we've got a timeout. We'll return. With a shade over 9 minutes left in this ball game, it looks like this particular encounter is following the footsteps of the previous game. Norman, correct me if I'm wrong. The Gin Tonics have not led even once, but then you cannot really count them out of the game because they're still in the middle of a rally they're trying to mount.
And And their backs are up against the wall, too, Joe. This is do or die for them, so they're not going to give up. They're going to go right down to the wire with this game.
Well, right now, they're laboring under an 11-point deficit. Pasco, a tight shot by Rod Pasco, and Willie Pearson comes down with a rebound for CRISPA. Cole pulls up against Steve Watson. Bingo!
So Atoiko finds his long-range bombs again. That means bad news for the Gilbey's Gin Tonics.
Bad tidings for Turing Valenzuela as we move to the last 8 minutes and 40 seconds of this game. Yo-Yo Villamin tightening up on Joey Marquez. He works his way agonizingly inside the paint, throws up a shot and misses. Willie Pearson arguing possession. Willie Henry wins the garbage, and he's confronted by Yo-Yo Villamin. Steve Watson decides against a three-point shot, brings it all the way to the iron.
Yes, good move by Watson, but somebody better get back on defense for Gilbey's, because here's Philip Cesar for the easy two, and he's going to be fouled by Gary Vargas. He really fished for that foul from Gary Vargas.
Gary Vargas took that bait, hook, line, and sinker. Philip Cesar, ever the smart one, waited, and let's watch that again. Oh, wow. What a smart move by Philip Cesar. That's what a grizzled veteran can do against a great, inspired, but still young player like Gary Vargas.
Well, it worked for Cesar that time, but he almost missed the shot, so it could have worked against him. But he does get the 2 points plus the foul shot for the slam.
105-91. That's another whopping 14-point advantage for the Redmanizers. Time down to 8 minutes and 12 seconds. And look at the team foul picture tells us that the odds are against Gilbey's in this department, too. They've already got 5 against only 2 for the Redmanizers. Watson puts up an 18-footer. Got it. And Alex Clarinho rises from his chair to tell the Gilbey's Gin Tonics to go down on defense. That's what they need. They have to rotate back on defense.
Well, here's Atoiko. He has a shorter Willie Heterolau on him. Willie's going to be called for the foul. Atoiko is just trying to back him in to get in good shooting position, which is just about anywhere for Atoiko.
Right. Including the men's room. Villamin at low post, the turnaround. He misses. Willie Pearson had a slice of the leather. The ball falling to the hands of Willie Heterolau, and the Gin Tonics are running the break. Pasco pulls up. Yes, sir.
Oh, they're going to call a blocking foul on Willie Heterolau that time. The Gilbey's bench are not very happy. Sonny Jaworski's up. It's not going to matter. The referee made his call.
Well, the Gilbey's bench is up in arms, and some of the spectators in the upper box section are getting into the act, too. We just saw a projectile hurled from there. I think it was a chunk of ice. Splintered upon impact on the floor. Good steal by Rod Pasco, and the Gins are running the break again. Marcus goes up.
Yes, he's going to get a foul from Willie Pearson as he went to the hoop strong. Willie was the one that made that turnover. He hustled back to stop the shot by Joey Marquez.
105-93 is the count. Marquez.
That's Pearson's third foul. That's also going to be CRISPA's third team foul.
And Turing Valenzuela is still protesting that call made by the referee earlier, which nullified a basket made by Willie Heterolau. 105-94. 2 for 2 by Joey Marquez. Cuts down the CRISPA lead to an even 10 points. Time down to 7 minutes and 25. The Gin Tonics have hit the team foul limit with that much time left.
Oh, good shot by Philip Cesar. Nice finger roll that time. The Gilbey's Gin Tonics, if they're going to win this ball game, they're going to have to make their move within the next 2 minutes.
The woes of Turing Valenzuela are piling up. Rod Pasco misses from the three-point region. And Philip Cesar and Atoiko argue possession of the basketball. Here's Padim Israel crossing the midcourt line. The Redmanizers going in a very fluid motion down court. Joey Villamin stops it in.
Everything's going CRISPA's way now, Joe. They're getting all the bounces. They're getting the easy shots on their offensive end.
And to top it all, they can go on fishing expeditions for the remainder of this game because the Gin Tonics are over the team foul limit.
Well, Willie tries a three-point shot there that time. It's no good. Willie Pearson comes back the other way. Atoiko attempts the shot. He makes it. 25 points for Atoiko. CRISPA's guns are blazing, and the Crisp fanatics are beside themselves with joy. They sense a celebration after this game. They're unfurling their banners already. It might be a little premature with 6 minutes and 18 seconds left in this game. Another basket scored there by Gary Vargas, his 24th point tonight. 111-97. Romulo Mamaril is preparing to get back into the action. The next dead ball situation. Cole gets it over to Cesar. Here's Padim as well. Driving past Pasco. While the Gilbey's team, they're having to attempt difficult shots. The CRISPA's club, they're just coming down making layups.
113 to 97. A mid-air collision resulting in a foul, and Gary Vargas hitting the deck. Villamin was called for his third personal, and Steve Watson goes back to the bench in his place, Romy Mamaril. That's the gaping hole now. No, actually, Mamaril is replacing Rod Pasco. Well, Romulo Mamaril will be practically impotent on defense now. And Yoyo Villamin, listen to him get that rousing applause from the CRISPA fanatics. He deserves every bit of it. Vargas coolly sinks his first charity. He hasn't given up the ghost. $113 to 99. Still a 14-point lead for the Redmanizers. Time down to 5 minutes and 43 seconds. Philip Cesar working the ball slightly to the right side of the CRISPA end of the court. Gidabin gets an assist from Philip. Short on that jump shot. Watson controls the defensive rebound. General tells everybody, get down and let's form this offense. Philip Cesar trying to swipe, allowing Watson some leeway. He went up and got a foul.
Well, you can see in Watson's eyes, he wanted that shot that time. He played with the basketball for a while. Gudabin's going to get that foul. It's going to be his third. It's going to be CRISPA's 5th team foul.
Watson had the look of a hungry tiger as he went for that hoop, and he's getting his points from the from 15-foot line instead. Barely a minute since he was pulled out. Then Yoyo Villamin is right back on the floor, replacing Willie Pearson this time. Pearson himself gets a big round of applause from the CRISPA fanatics. A lot of these guys are wearing Grosby rubber shoes. That's because Grosby is now the official basketball shoes of the PBA. 113 to 101. Philip Cesar working his way into the paint. That is the patented Philip Cesar move. 115 to 101. The Redmanizers keeping the resurgent Gin Tonics at bay. Staving off every rally being mounted by the Gin Tonics and using the clock. It's now working to their advantage. We're down to the last 4 minutes and 55 seconds of this game.
Well, they try that same play to Gary Vargas. The alley-oop play this time, it does not work. Atoiko comes back. He goes to Gudabin. Gudabin scores.
That basket might well have broken the backs of the Gin Tonics. With only 4:39 left, they're down by 16. Gary Vargas misses. A second try is likewise in vain.
Well, Gary Vargas looks a little winded or either a little frustrated. He's staying back on defense. Atoiko comes back, attempts a three-pointer, misses. Joey Marquez comes down with the rebound.
They need points in a hurry. Marquez pulls up, misses. Watson boxed out of the rebound by Yoyo Villamin. Abid Gidabin controls for the Redmanizers. We're down to 4 minutes and 13. Abid Gidabin, rather Philip Cesar.
Well, Philip is having a great game here tonight. Gilbey's is getting some good shots on offense, so they just can't seem to knock them down.
Willie General responds with a very puny 2 points. They need a lot more than that. They need a burst of machine gun fire to get them back into the contest, and time is definitely against them. They're down by 16 with 3:50 to go.
Well, Padim is hammered on that play. No foul is called. Gilbey's comes back. They have a 4-on-1 fast break. Philip Cesar is going to be called for the foul. Willie had to allow a shot count.
Well, at this point, it looks like the Redmanizers are simply out on target practice. They're running rings around the Gin Tonics at will, and we'll be back after this timeout. 119 to 105, time left, 3 minutes and 41 seconds. A lot of the fans here have conceded a game to the CRISPA Redmanizers. About 100 of them have already left the Coliseum, leaving still a good 25,000 here at the Coliseum to watch this game right down to the bitter end. And it looks like it's going to be a bitter end for the Gilbey's Gin Tonics at the rate it's going, with only 3 minutes and 25 to go, and CRISPA really stepping on the gas.
Well, the referees have to be careful now. There's a lot of contact going on out on the court. They're not making any calls at all. They're going to have to maybe get control of this situation.
You can say that again, Norman. We don't want any melees erupting on account of officiating. 121 to 106. Steve Watson misses at point-blank range. He draws a foul from Yoyo Villamin, who reached as high as the sky to acknowledge the sky.
I think the CRISPA players, they sense victory right now. They're starting to clown around a little bit.
Well, it's hot dog time for the CRISPA Redmanizers. A near steal by Philip Cesar. He completes the steal. And look at the flustered Steve Watson trying to give chase and committing a foul to add to his woes.
Good concentration by Philip Cesar that time as he went to the basket. Maybe we have that one on replay. Steve Watson tried to stop him. Philip scores the basket. You see him go strong. He gets the foul from Watson. He scores. We have a timeout. We'll be right back.
Philip Cesar just came through with his 29th point of the evening to give CRISPA a 16-point lead, cut down by Steve Watson to only 15 with that three-point shot. With only 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go, will you concede the game to CRISPA at this point, Norman Black?
No, I'm not going to do that, Joe. I'm just going to sit here with you and watch the game to the very end. Maybe the Gilbey's team can spark a rally right now, but their chances of winning this game look very dim as Steve Watson throws the ball into the basketball support.
2 minutes and 19 seconds. Well, to the eternal credit of the Gilbey's Gin Tonics, they gave the Redmanizers the big scare of their lives in Game 3 as well as Game 4.
But tonight it's been all CRISPA from the very beginning.
That it has been. Gilbey's never had a taste of the lead at all. And Gary Vargas is sitting very forlorn beside the table officials. In the background, you can hear the announcement from Chito Salita. Last 2 minutes, we're in the end game, only 2 minutes away from celebration on the part of the CRISPA Redmanizers.
Well, that might be a good move. Watson's being taken out of the game. He and Ato Iko are having words right now. Gary Vargas comes in to replace him.
Watson doesn't want to leave the game, but he, in a very gentlemanly gesture, shakes hands with Bernie Fabiosa. Well, thereby lies the importance of what you said earlier about the referees having to call it very tight, even if this is shaping up to be a big blowout for the CRISPA Redmanizers. Because you have a lot of ruffled feelings here, and we've got a timeout. We'll be right back.
No, the 25-second clock went off on the CRISPA Redmanizers.
Okay, you kids back with us just in time to see Francis and Nice come through with another three-point shot, 126 to 114. Thereby lies the last hope of the Gilbey's Gin Tonics, the three-point region. Philip Cesar follows up and missed by Abid Girabin. Ato Iko likewise misses on a third effort. And here is Rod Pasco with the leather. They have to come up with those three-point shots, but Arnaiz prefers the 2 points.
Well, it's now a 10-point ball game with 1 minute, 19 seconds left. Mamarill's going to try to stop Cesar. Cesar pumps. He doesn't go for it. He's called for 3 seconds.
He practically pitched a tent inside that paint.
Now the CRISPA team must watch themselves. There's still 1 minute and 15 seconds left. They're only up by 10 points. A couple of three-point shots could change this game around.
126 to 116. Yo-Yo Villamin, that might have been the lethal blow. With only a minute left, the Redmanizers are up by 12, 128 to 116. Yes, the Redmanizers have the sweet smell of success just around the corner. Their 4th straight title in the last 1.5 years, their 6th All-Filipino crown, and their 13th PBA title in the history of their participation in this pro league, Asia's only pay-for-play league. And Abid Girabin adds the icing on the cake. It's all over now, I guess, with only 38 seconds to go and CRISPA up by 14.
Who's going to get the basketball back? Cesar comes out. Javier comes in. Lemon Bing is going to check in. Ato Iko is going to go out. Ato is not too happy. He wants to stay in the game.
He wants to pour in more points. I've never seen the overkill instincts of Ato Iko so sharpened up as they are tonight. Villamin, he faked a shot, instead passed up to Abid Girabin, who apologizes for losing it to the baseline, but not before it was touched by Mamaril. So it's going to be inbound. Villamin tries a reverse layup foul. Gary Vargas. Well, in retrospect, Norman Black, where did the Gilbey's Gin Tonics go wrong?
Well, they came out right from the very beginning trying to run with this CRISPA team. CRISPA was ready to play tonight. They wanted to get this series over in 5 games. Without the presence of Sonny Jaworski and Terry Sedania, the Gilbey's team was really undermanned. They just got beat by a better team here tonight, Joe.
Definitely. And the Gin Tonics have nothing to be ashamed of. It was not a sweep for the CRISPA Redmanizers. They did score 1 victory over the vaunted CRISPA squad, which undoubtedly is the most lethal offensive team in the land today. 132 to 116. Bernie Fabiosa goes for the iron. Nope, he gives it to Girabin unselfishly, and Girabin stops it in. That's really insult to injury.
Yes, I think he put the icing on the cake that time with that dunk shot. We have 2.8 seconds left. Mamaril puts up a 3-pointer. Oh, it's going to be a two-pointer. He makes the shot.
And the CRISPA placards, all the banners have been unfurled. And if we can read some of them to you.
Yes, it's all over.
Yes, it's all over. And there's the victory ride for Bernie Bernardo, a great feather in the cap for Bernie Bernardo, who took over from Tony Manotoc, who paved the way for their entering the finals. Bernie Bernardo picked up the slack from there and carried the Redmanizers through to a 4-1 victory over the Gilbey's Gin Tonics in this best-of-7 series. Danny Floro also got himself a victory ride, a very able and very genial team manager who might have lost the elections for the assembly only a few months ago, but who certainly has won thousands, millions of hearts here with the fine comportment of the CRISPA bench throughout this series.